Well, hello folks. I'm just doing a little bit of work on this 2045. I've got a couple other videos on it. This has been pretty much a parts build. I put a coil on it this morning and it fired right up. I got the carburetor tuned close and I stopped there. There's no point in going any further because you see how loose this chain is? You cannot tune a chainsaw unless you have the bar and chain on and it's tight. Now, as for why that is, well, just that clutch running inside of the bearing will make your chain go just slowly. And you want it tuned so it idles nice and the chain doesn't move. If you don't do that, over time you'll wear your clutch out. But there's something wrong with this saw that keeps me from tightening these bolts. They're slipping in there. So I took a little peek in the other side and I can see the head of some standard bolts. And also they're sticking out way too far. They're about, I would say 6 or 8 mil too long. Which tells me that somebody has replaced them. Now I know they replaced them with the right thread because this didn't have any nuts on it. I actually took these nuts off of Poulon. So this saw, this is the plastic case saw. Doesn't use studs, it uses bolts. Now, I don't even know if I'll be able to get this off. No, I'm going to have to pull them off there so I can get on those nuts. I'll do another video on that. I just want to talk about tuning a little bit today. So, there's not much to it. I'll tell you how I do it. I'm not going to bother showing you because you can't talk about it and do it at the same time anyway. You got 3 adjustments on this carburetor. All 2-stroke carburetors pretty much the same. You have a single screw labeled T for throttle. That's just a screw that advances your throttle plate. So there's that one, and then there's a high and a low. You might find different letters on them depending on where your saw was made, but your low screw is always closest to your cylinder and your high is out. They're both very important. Basically what you want to do, get this thing running, 1.5 to 2 turns on each one, 1.25 maybe. But you set them both at 1.5, they should start. Just start there and see if it idles. If it doesn't idle and dies on you, what you can do is turn that throttle screw in a bit and then take your low speed, and you want to go counterclockwise because you're taking them out. By taking them out, you're letting more fuel in. So you want to go back and forth between your low and your throttle. Sorry, I heard something outside. Between your low and your throttle until you get to the point where your saw is running and your chain's not turning. Now at that point, you want to, when you give it a shot of fuel on the trigger, you don't want it to bog down and it goes bleh, feels like it's falling on its face. Turn it out a little more. And then once it's nice and snappy, you're good on that. Now your high speed, that'll set your maximum. So there's a couple different ways to do this. You can either just go with whatever the factory setting is and trust that. Or you can get a RPM gauge of some sort. I got a couple different ones. And set it so you're getting your maximum RPM. But generally what you want to do is when you're holding this wide open, you want it to 4-stroke. So you just keep turning it up, or turning it out rather, until it goes from that to going. You'll hear it almost like it's skipping. What it's doing is putting too much fuel in, and it's not burning at all. So it'll skip a little bit. That should go away when you go into the wood. That's giving you lots of gas. That's a safe situation. You can flood them like that, but you're not going to blow them up. Now, if you turn that back, so it's just screaming, they're going to run hot, and they're going to blow up, because there's a little bit of wiggle room there. And if you get them turning up too fast without having enough fuel, because remember, your fuel in these also has your oil, which is critical in lubrication and cooling. If you're not getting enough lubrication, it's going to run hot. So if you get these things screaming and they're not getting enough lubrication, you're going to blow her up. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I'm going to do another video. I'll show you guys how to modify these bolts if you have one of these saws to stop them from turning. So thanks for watching this one, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.